South Australian Sports Show, time to talk rugby league. It's been a pretty exciting time, of course, State of Origin here.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
that long ago. So
Brilliant.
Kelso McEwan's in, and young Henry Silk, 16-year-old, going to be an absolute superstar on his way, but we'll get his journey for the viewers so they can understand. Hey, fellas, appreciate your time.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Let's start with you first. Henry, 16-year-old mate, you're about to leave and take the family to Brisbane to pursue your career, but let's get back to the start of the journey. What drew you to rugby?
My dad played it, so he got me into it. I was like about 10, looking for a club sport to join, and I liked the physicality of rugby and stuff, so I just went with it.
All right. The Western Warriors, is that where you started? That's where you are now? Is that
Yeah,
where
that's
it
where
started
I'm at now. But I started at the Eels, and then moved over to the Warriors because the numbers weren't very good.
All right, so then you've gone, mate. They have the combined affiliated state academy stuff, and we only had two South Aussies in that. So it's Victoria, Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia. One of two that got in that, and then played before the State of Origin game. Yeah, how was that experience for you?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. 5-day camp. Yeah, it was a really good learning experience. Learned a lot of different stuff, some stuff I've never been taught before, and yeah, it was really good.
First State of Origin game for you? The first one you've seen live?
Yeah, first one I've seen live.
Has it drawn you more into rugby? This is where you want to go now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel the crowd, mate? Did you feel on the Adelaide Oval? Because it is like a coliseum. It's like you do really feel the stuff. And by the time you guys would have been, say, midway through your game, that crowd would have built up to a big one, because it was a big one, a very big crowd. Did you enjoy that part of it?
Yeah, you could hear them all screaming.
You feel it? Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing, because you wouldn't have played. What would be the biggest crowd you played under? Anywhere? You're nowhere near that.
No, near. Close.
Probably a couple of hundred already.
Well, that's right.
300.
Yeah, without putting you on the spot there, that's from a couple of hundred to 40,000 that's a pretty big jump.
Hey, Kelso, we get to see you from time to time, mate. You get to see some talented juniors come through. Where does Henry sit in the talent you've seen come through?
Look, Henry's done really well for himself. So, a bit of backstory for Henry is I've been lucky enough to coach Henry when he first came in as an under 10. So I've been with Henry.
And he's still been able to improve?
Yeah, a little bit. Not much under my coaching. But no, look, it's always tough for our young players here, whether it be male or female in South Australia, to get pathways. So the academy situation's been amazing for our kids because it's given them something to strive for, to be part of. And at the minute, we had 3 in last year, 2 in this year. But next year, I'm confident of getting probably 4 or 5 in that academy. So we're really starting to open those pathways up. Exciting time for Henry now that the family's decided to head to Brisbane and pursue his rugby league career. So that's... we're actually meeting after we chat today to have a chat about that experience for him and what that'll be like for him, because that'll be a very different experience to play rugby league in Adelaide.
Yeah. It certainly will, mate. It certainly. I do some work with the Brisbane Lions, so rugby up there, every time I go up there, it's massive. So it's the opposite, I'm sure you're aware of, the spin around rugby league versus AFL here. Now you're going to the AFL back over here, rugby's massive. Yeah. So when you talk about going to sit down with the family, big move and well done to your family to support you through that, mate. What are the things that you'll most likely focus on, Kelso, when you meet today?
Look, knowing Henry and his family the way I do and working with him for so long, I know I've got a really good idea about what they're after. So they're really big on values and things like that, making sure that while Henry grows as a rugby league player, he continues to grow as a person as well, which is something we're really big on in our local rugby league here. I mean, we're not the biggest sport in South Australia, so we've got to be really good at what we do in those areas. And through our RISE program as well that Henry's come through, he's been able to develop as a young person really well and into a leader, as I've seen you guys talking about before. But Henry's become a real leader amongst our young guys in South Australia. So it'll be great to see him get on that pathway in Brisbane and see how that goes for him. There's a lot of work to be done for him, but look, he's got a great attitude. You wouldn't know this, but he's put on 10 kilos of muscle in the last 18 months. So he's gone from pretty small to reasonably solid. Even in that academy, he was still one of the small guys. But he's shown a real work ethic there that he'll need if he wants to succeed in Brisbane.
Mate, you touched on the RISE program, and Mal Meninga's a mate of mine. So can you just take us, for the viewers, they won't know much about that, the RISE Academy. Can you take us through that RISE program? So
the RISE Academy is born from the Kangaroos, so under Mal Meninga. I believe it would come from Semi Thaiday. He started with a poem about RISE and what it means to play for Australia. From that, they've brought The Kangaroos, the Jillaroos, which is our women's rugby league national team, they've brought all our junior male and junior female pathways underneath that RISE banner. It means different things to different parts of our rugby league community. However, when they come into that RISE Academy from 13 to 16, they do obviously a rugby league component on field, bettering their skills, those sort of things. There's also the S&C part, so the strength and conditioning that they get. And there's also, probably my favourite thing about it is the wellbeing part. Yeah. So for our young people growing up now, what we didn't have was phones and all the computers and the LinkedIn and all the things that they can continually connected with. So there's a component that is through Griffith University that they do there about just managing their lives a bit better, through the things that we didn't have.
Yep.
So that for me is probably the biggest part of RISE that I think benefits our young people like Henry.
It's amazing, because before all this, before your CAS and your RISE programs, any player that showed any talent as a South Australian in rugby league, because obviously Sydney and Brisbane are your two major ports. There's no pathway. If the guy's a really top junior player here, how does he get to, without this program, that would have been really tough for a kid.
Yeah, really difficult. And I mean, even for myself, so I've been involved in SA Rugby League here since 1995, and I've left a couple of times to pursue my own career, but I had to leave New South Wales, move to Adelaide, and that was around the Super League days. So there was some pathways opening up, and that's something that I got on. My pathway opened up through that, which was amazing, which then led to not so much a professional rugby league career, but led to me working in the game and being involved with people like Henry my whole life. And so that the game has given me plenty, and that's what I try and get across to our young guys like Henry, is it's not just about being the journey of professional sport. Sport, rugby league especially, can give you so much more than just the on-field content. There's a lot of things, as both of you guys know. Your sporting days are well past, but you're still involved in sport.
Careful, Kelso.
Hey, Henry, what position do you want to play, mate? If you could play anywhere you like on the field, what would you like?
Lock, maybe.
Lock?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. Not full-back, mate? Don't want to be a full-back?
No.
No? Definitely don't want to be a front row?
No.
No, okay.
Likes his looks too much.
I don't want to save those. There's not a lot of good looking front rows, mate.
When you travel, mate, when you go to Queensland, who goes?
My mum and my dad will probably follow us up there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how's it planned? Is there a club up there that's will take you under their wing, or do you have to choose your own school, or how does all that work?
So we need to get some housing so we can get in the area of the schools to get in them. And we'll just look for a good rugby school that's close to my mum's work.
Well, your mum's in the audience, mate. If it's any comfort to your mum, the weather's beautiful up there at the moment. Nice 25, 26 degrees, so it'll beat the cold here. Are you excited about the opportunity, mate? You a bit nervous about it? What do you feel?
Oh, yeah, pretty excited. Seems like a good opportunity and stuff. And, yeah, because not really getting the greatest games at the moment in 17s. And I'm not old enough to move up to seniors yet, so just kind of stuck in 7-on-7s every week, which isn't great.
Mate, Kelso mentioned you put on 10 kilos in this transformation last year.
Probably a bit closer to 25 kilos. But,
25? You like the weights, mate? You got into them now?
Yeah. So I started about 57-ish, got up to about 83 in about 12 months.
Yep. What are you now?
85.
Okay. Do you still work on explosive power? Is that a big part of it for you?
Yeah. I've got a running program, which is pretty extensive. Yeah.
Mate, we appreciate your time, Kelso. Always great to see you, mate. Hopefully it's a wonderful journey for you, mate, and you get to play some great rugby. We'll look forward to seeing you in the State of Origin, playing for Queensland, I guess. Definitely won't be New South Wales, so we'll definitely attend that game, mate. Not too far away. Hey, stay with us still. A little bit more to come.